Hello, everybody. Welcome to Erndales. My name is Dale, and I'm coming to you from Western Manitoba, Canada, where we are in snow. We've had two major storms go through here last week, actually. It's starting to melt now, but I'll just put a tiny little clip in here of a shot out of one of the bedroom windows at the back of the house, and you'll see there's huge amounts of snow. So, yeah, well, some of the areas around here don't have that much. We were out yesterday about a half an hour south of here, and they don't have near what we have. The fields are almost bare there, but here they're covered. And the snowmobilers have been out. I can hear them in the evening out. And actually, I think this is about the first time that they've maybe been out around here because we have not had that much snow all winter. So we have it now. It is melting, and I think it will go pretty fast because it was a really wet snow, if that makes any kind of sense. It does to Canadians, but it might not make any sense to anybody else. You would think, what is wet snow? Isn't all snow wet? Well, some is wetter than other. This had a lot of moisture in it, and in the winter time when it's really cold, we do get snow, but it doesn't have a lot of moisture in it, so it's fine little hard snow. I can't explain it, but there is such a thing as wet snow and dry snow. So now you know. Anyway, today I am going to go back to the project of my yearly stitching project calendar thingy. If you are new to my channel, perhaps go back to, I think it's 2 videos back, where I had a year of stitching. That I showed the first 6 months of that project, and now I'm going to show you the next 3 months. So I walked you through month by month of the last one, and then I sewed them all together and I showed you what it looks like together. And I have to say, I'm still kind of in awe of that project. And I can't wait to get the next 3 months put on. So what I'm going to show you today is July, August, and September. And I've trimmed them down to 1 inch all around my stitching, and I'm going to show them to you one by one, and then I'm going to sew them together and we will add them to the other 6. So let's go and see what these ones are like. So here is July. Now, before I show this to you, I have to apologize ahead of time. I have a new phone, and I do all my recording on my phone. But I have this new phone with all these cameras, and to be honest with you, I haven't figured it all out yet. So it's very sensitive to movement, this phone. And I mean, I'm holding it with 2 hands, and it's shaking all over the place. So bear with me as I get this figured out. Now I can go this way, or I can do this. Okay, let's just do it this way. So July, I'm going to hold it with one hand. I started off with fireworks because the 1st of July is our Canada Day. So I put fireworks on the first 2 days, actually. And then, as I told you before, if there wasn't something that I wanted to do, or I felt like I needed to do something to make a notation of on here, I just stitched. So that's what I did here. I just stitched here. I did some wrap stitching and some more wrap stitching. I actually really like this wrap. You just do a running stitch and then you wrap it. So this one I wrapped with red, this one I wrapped with white and blue. This one here, and that's for the 4th of July for the Americans, by the way. This one I wrapped with 2 different colors. So if I did a straight stitch with, I don't know if you can see if I go down. Yeah, I guess you can. Maybe this one would be better. I did a straight stitch with one color and wrapped with the other. And I did that with all of these. That's why they look a little bit different. So July 1st, just a stitching day. And this was red, white, and blue for the 4th of July. And then I made a flower on this day. And I did the wrap stitch here again. I do the wrap stitch a lot because I really do like it. It's just a little square. And this was my sister-in-law Jane's 77th birthday. So I I mentioned her on my calendar. And then if you watch the last video that I did, I explained that I had started the poem in the garden, or the hymn, the words to it, because I really like them. So I can't continue that on, and I did them in red. So this is continuation of the months before. And he walks with me, and he talks with me. And he tells me I am his own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, no other has ever known. So that covers that song. Now here, I started this here. I did just this one. Forget about all the rest. And when I did this, I thought, oh, wouldn't that be kind of neat just to kind of continue this curve around. So I actually went and got a plate and then just drew this outside ring on. And then I had added this and this, and I thought, well, if I'm going to just do this outside ring, why don't I just do this whole portion here? So I drew this ahead of time with the idea that if I had to write something in here, or, celebrate a birthday or an anniversary, I could still do that under here or whatever, but it didn't turn out that way. I actually got away with just filling it in. And it's sort of like a dream catcher, is it not? That's how it turned out. I didn't plan it. It just happened, really. So anyway, we'll go along here. This was the next day and the next day and the next day. And I just did this little bird. You can see how I just drew with pencil on here. And I did that. A lot of this I put on with pencil because I can't really do things freehand. But this bird turned out pretty good. I'm not quite sure what it is, but it is a bird. So here's some more just plain stitching. And this was the 15th, I believe, and it was our anniversary, our 8th year anniversary of living in McCreary, in this little town that we live in. So, of course, I had to put that in. And then more stitching, and then I got into here, and I thought, well, it didn't seem like I had any anniversaries or birthdays or anything like that to put in here. So I thought, okay, I'm just going to keep going with this idea. And it turned out pretty cool, actually. I like how it looks. And so more of the garden. And this was when Tony Bennett died, and I am a huge Tony Bennett fan. So, of course, he had to be on my calendar. And more of that in the garden song. And more stitching, and more of that song. And more stitching. And July is the best time in the evening to go for a bicycle ride. So I stitched somebody riding a bicycle. That was a difficult stitch to do for some reason. I don't know why. So there isn't a lot of variation on this, but there is. And there's a reason kind of why July looks like this, is because it was a real struggle to work on this during my summer months because I'm in the garden all the time. So a lot of times, maybe I had stitched this row, but I when I went to stitch, I had missed this and this and this. So I sort of had to go back, and I'm being honest about it. A lot of times I wrote things on, but I actually didn't stitch them on the day because I was in the garden, and our gardening season here is very short. So nothing pulls me out of the garden. If it's a nice day, that's where I'm going to be, stitching or no stitching. So anyway, this is what July turned out to be, and I quite like it. I think it's going to stand out when I put it with the others, I think, because of that big dream catcher right in the middle. And it was not intended at all. And now we come to August. Let me just say right here, this is the first and last time that I will ever stitch one of my own poems. I did not enjoy this at all. In fact, I didn't finish this until January. I had it all written out. I knew what I wanted to do with it, but I don't really like stitching letters. Not this way. I don't mind doing letters if I'm doing it on an open weave and do it in with cross stitches. That I don't mind at all. In fact, I actually like that. But this is a totally different kettle of fish. So what I did for August, I wrote a poem called The Fire, and I'll read it to you in a second. And I was very concerned and upset about the fires last year. You know, the devastating fire in Hawaii and in BC and even in Manitoba. We had, it seemed like every place where I knew people was burning up, and I was very disturbed about it all. And I wrote a poem. So then I decided, well, you know, because I was so sort of consumed about this fire business, that I should stitch it. And so I did. So I'm going to read it to you. I hope I can do it without, I'm going to try something here. I don't want to get the shadows. Yeah, it might work. So the fire. It came that day without warning. No account tells us from where. 1 minute it was peaceful, the next minute it was there. Ember to full flame in minutes, fueled mostly by the wind. It quickly devoured the landscape, and the horizon slowly dimmed. It consumed the dwellings, it smothered lives, it left nothing behind but the human cries. Gone was commerce, homes, and dreams. Gone was all, or so it seemed. Where was this, you ask of me? In this time, how could this be? My numb reply is everywhere. We need to change, be more aware. Until we do, the world will burn. We'll see it more and more. Each year we'll see an increase that we no longer can ignore. My thoughts and prayers are with those whose loss has been so dear. Let's do our part, more than not, and let's be more sincere. Dale Grauman, 2023. So that was The Fire and my poem. And like I said, first and last time I'm ever going to be stitching one of my poems in this manner. I'm getting a shadow here. Sorry that this hasn't been that clear, but it's difficult. And my printing is not, I'm trying to figure out how to use this phone properly. My printing is not the same. A lot of capitals because they were the easiest. But it's there. So this one's going to stick out too because of it being without a lot of color. I tried to change the colors in between the words to colors of fire, so oranges and reds and deep yellows and things like that, but it doesn't really show up. Really what you see is the black. So that was August. And here is September. September is more colorful, and I tried to do some more fallish kind of, or, you know, that kind of thing, because September here is the beginning of, I mean, our autumn really starts in August, to be honest with you. At the end of August, things are really starting to turn color here already. But September is the really colorful month because by October, usually, the leaves are gone and we're into snow. So here we go. September. I wish I didn't have this shadow here. Let's try it this way. I'm sorry about this. I'm trying to figure this camera out. So the apples are falling off the trees, which they do at that time of year. And here, this is a combine. It's harvest time. So this was supposed to be like the field that this harvester was going across. And, you know, some of the fields go this way and some go this way. So that's what these three were. And harvest was in full swing at this time. All we heard right into the nighttime was harvesters around the countryside here. You you can hear them off in the distance. It's just this hum that goes on in the evenings and through the night. If it's a dry night, they keep going. They don't stop until it gets damp. So just a stitching, and then this would have been my mom's birthday. She was born in 1922 and she passed away in 84. And then over here, just more stitching. Here I did some blanket stitch, some wrap stitches, some running stitch, just different things. Here's some more wrap stitches. See, here's this one here I did 2 colors with, and this one, it really stands out really well. So I just stitched the running stitch with black, and then I wrapped it with yellow, and it makes a really pretty effect. And here I did some different kind of wonky stitches. I did these are, I don't even know what these are. This was a blanket stitch, and I think this was 2, but I did it on a funny angle, so it looked weird. And then this one is the one where you do the loops you do a running stitch and then you do these loose loops, but that didn't turn out very good. I'm not very happy with that one at all. And some more stitches. And this day we went to Winnipeg for my yearly mammogram. And I put the little breast cancer symbol here. And here the geese are flying away. This is supposed to be the sky, and this is the ground. This is the horizon here. And off they go. And just some more regular stitching. And some more stitching. Canadian flag, or maple leaf. And some more wrap stitches. I like how they have a ripple effect. If you change which side you wrap from, you can go in from this side or from that side, then it changes if it goes up or down. So it's really nice. And then I put I love fall. Of course, you have your first hot cocoa in September, don't you know, because it's starting to get cold now. We're having frost already here at this time of the year. And the leaves are changing color, so I did a few leaves. And you're thinking about pumpkins, and you're harvesting your pumpkins out of the garden now for Halloween coming up. Look at this wrap stitch. Isn't that pretty? Silver and gold. That one turned out really nice. I like that. And just some more single stitching and more stitches. And I got notification that my mammogram was clear, 17 years post-surgery. And then this one was all blanket stitch. If you do rows and rows of blanket stitch together, you get this sort of webby effect, which is kind of nice. Oh, there's the rest of the leaves. Sorry, I only showed you one. What was this? This was our anniversary, I believe. Our 39th wedding anniversary. And then autumn is my favorite color. We see that on the internet all the time, but it is very, very true. I love autumn. Got some stray. And of course, there was only 30 days in September, so that is why that's left undone. So that is September. Now I'm going to sew them together, and we're going to add them to the other 6. So it'll be a second for you, and it'll be a few minutes for me. Well, here it is now. Oh, it does make my heart pitter-patter to see this, really. Let's just go a little closer. Excuse the squeaky floor. I can't believe I've got this far. So 3 more months to go, and then tough decisions to make as to what I put it together with, the backing. I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet. I need your help. Anyway, This is the 9 months of my last year's stitching journal. And I'm so proud of this. I really have to say I'm going to toot my horn for a change because I don't usually, but this really makes me proud. I hope you're enjoying this little stitching journal of mine. And if you're a stitcher and you've got a year to blow on one project, this is a great project to do it on. So thank you for watching, and I will see you again really soon. Take care, everybody. Don't forget, if you like this video, to put a like on it, leave me a comment, subscribe. I really appreciate all of you, and I really love hearing from you too. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.